Welcome to AHA Math and Science. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about the price action of Google. So here is a chart of the share price of Google since its IPO in 2004. You can see a very clear uptrend up to until the end of 2021. And in this video, we're gonna be doing some analysis, and through the analysis, we will argue that the price of Google is become attractive as a long-term investment. So currently, the share price is around in the middle 90s level, and that's a whopping increase, actually a 40-fold increase since its close price of $2.51 on August 19th, 2004, which is the date of its IPO. So recently, since end of 2021, you can see the share price is under a pressure, and so it has lost about 1/3 of its value. So it's really interesting to see that what happened next. And so in order to answer these questions, we're going to use the formula of compounding return to analyze its share price. So according to that formula, when the price of any investment plotted on a log scale first time, we should expect the price more or less follow a straight line. Indeed, when we did this to the Google share price, we found that even though the share price does go up and down a little bit, you can see that more or less this share price chart follows this straight line. So here's this straight line that describes this uptrend of Google's stock price. And in fact, the fit is very good with R value of 0.942. Note that the R square is a statistical measure of how good the fit is. The value would be exactly one, if the model, which is the straight line model, describe the price action perfectly. So 0.942 is a very decent fit, indicating that yes, the Google share price more or less can be described by the formula of compounding return. Also shown on this plot are two dashed pink lines. These are two standard deviation above and below the red trend line. And then the two dashed black lines are one standard deviation above and below the trend line. And according to statistics, there's a 95% probability for the price to fall between the plus and minus 2 sigma. And then obviously there's 5% probability for the price go outside this band. And indeed, it did happen. So you can see that just prior to the great financial crisis, end of 2007, the price goes above 2 sigma. And then somewhere in the late 2008 and early 2009, the price dips below 2 standard deviation. And just recently, you can see that at the end of the 2021, you can see the price is already kind of going above the 2 standard deviation. So the question is, what happens next? You can see now the price is kind of hovering around 1 standard deviation below the trend line. So it will be very interesting to see what happens next. And so since there are only 2 cases here when the price goes above 2 standard deviation, which is during the great financial crisis and then the present time, we're going to plot these 2 scenarios side by side. So on the left is the price action of Google since late 2007 to early 2009. And then the one on the right is the present time. So let's take a close look at what the price action was during the great financial crisis. So it's already above the 2 sigma trend line. And you can see the price started kind of form a topping process. So there's a lot of these oscillations. And then all of a sudden, the price just kind of drops very fast and almost reaching the trend line. This is the general trend line for the price action. And then at that point, it rebounds and then goes down again. So we can actually describe this rebound and it goes down again as a consolidation, just basically above the trend line. After that, there's a very quick drop towards the -1 standard deviation. And at here, it doesn't go down straight. It actually kind of goes down, up, down again several times. So that's another small consolidation process. The duration is not as long as this one, but it's still consolidation around -1 standard deviation. And after that, the price goes down again, and then it bottomed in late 2008, early 2009. What about now, the current time? You can see the price topped the 2 sigma trend line right here. This close price is even higher here, so we pick this as a top. So at that point, the price start kind of like forms this topping process, and you have basically a higher low. So every time goes up, goes down, the high you reach next time is going to be slightly lower than before. This is the topping process. And after that, it has a quick drop into the trend line here. So then it doesn't go down straight. It actually has this long consolidation process, just kind of goes up and down several times. And this consolidation box here is more or less the same duration as this one, except that the amplitude is not as high as this. But it's much more complex than during the great financial crisis. And then if it does this quick drop to the 1 standard deviation below the trend line, and here does not go down further, it just kind of consolidating above and below the 1 standard deviation place, which is kind of like here. So this is another consolidation box, and it has a longer duration compared to during the great financial crisis, but this kind of duration is not it's not totally like unreasonable, because you can see here it's also a long consolidation. So now what happens next? Well, certainly it can go up from here. This is already kind of the bottom. But if history is any guide, we suspect means the price goes above 2 sigma, and it's possibly that it's going to go down to the 2 standard deviation below the trend line, which is due to this dashed pink line. This is going to put the price around the 70 to 80 level. But for long-term sort of investment, even the current price of like 90, middle 90s is already attractive. And for long term, if you're gonna hold this Google, for a long term. So and at these kind of levels, middle 90s, one can actually start a position. And if the price indeed kind of drops towards the 70, 80 level, you can just add more positions. So I hope you have found this video interesting and enjoyed it. So please do not forget to click the like button, and also smash the subscribe button. Your support is really important for this channel, so that I can have the motivation to produce more videos like this one.